Let's start with remaining part of environmental chemistry, that is water pollution. Water pollution is contamination of water by undesirable or foreign substances which makes it harmful for the health of living organisms like animals, plants, aquatic life, and makes it unfit for domestic, industrial, and agricultural use. Major water pollutants. Microorganisms are most important pollutant which are general sources domestic waste, and they cause various waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera, etc. Organic waste, domestic waste, sewage, animal excreta and wastes, decaying animal and plants discharged from the food processing industry is regarded as organic waste. They also cause water pollution because they will take up a lot of dissolved oxygen in their oxidation. Plant nutrients, that is chemical fertilizer, are also source of water pollutant. Toxic heavy metals from industries and chemical factories are most toxic. They are most harmful for the animals as well as human beings. Sediments are added to water by erosion of soil by agriculture and strip mining. Pesticides are used in agriculture, so they are chemicals used for killing insects, fungi, and weeds. They get mixed up with water and they are non-biodegradable and cause water pollution. Radioactive substance in mining of uranium containing minerals create radioactive pollution. Heat, if water used for cooling in industry also causes heat, and which is also harmful for aquatic life because it reduces dissolved oxygen. Next, we are taking cause of water pollution, pathogens. Pathogens are serious water pollutants. Pathogens are microorganisms which cause diseases. They include bacteria, virus, microbes, and other organisms that enter water from the domestic sewage and animal excreta. Human excreta contains bacteria such as Escherichia coli, Streptococcus faecal. These are cause of many disease, gastrointestinal disease, which are caused in human beings. Even the flies which sit on the human excreta or animal excreta have come in contact with the food, they contaminate the food and cause serious diseases. Organic waste material, this is another water pollutant such as leaves, grass, trash, etc. They pollute water as a consequence of runoff. Excess phytoplankton growth within water is also cause of water pollution. Although these wastes are biodegradable by microorganisms, but they take a lot of dissolved oxygen, and that's why the water becomes polluted and is not suitable for aquatic life. The large population of bacteria decomposes organic matter present in water, but they consume a lot of oxygen dissolved in water, and in cold water, dissolved oxygen is comparatively more, whereas in hot water it is less. In cold water it is 10 ppm, that is parts per million, whereas oxygen in the air is 2 lakh ppm. That is why even moderate amount of organic matter when decomposed in water can deplete the water of its dissolved oxygen. The concentration of dissolved oxygen is very important for aquatic life. If the concentration of dissolved oxygen of water is below 6 ppm, the growth of fish gets inhibited. So oxygen reaches water either through the atmosphere, that is, oxygen gets absorbed by water from the atmosphere, or by the process of photosynthesis carried out by many aquatic green plants during daytime. During photosynthesis, the plants take up carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. They produce glucose and oxygen is released. This oxygen released gets dissolved in water, which is used by aquatic animals. However, during night, photosynthesis does not take place and plants continue to respire, resulting in reduction in dissolved oxygen. The dissolved oxygen is also used by microorganisms to oxidize organic matter. Anaerobic bacteria, that is, which work in absence of oxygen, begin to break down the organic waste and produce chemicals that have foul smell and are harmful to the human health. Aerobic bacteria, which work in presence of oxygen, degrade these organic waste and keep the water depleted in dissolved oxygen. And if the oxygen is less in water, then aquatic animals like fish and other aquatic organisms cannot survive. Next, we are taking bio-oxygen demand. This is the quantitative measure of the dissolved oxygen present in the water. It is defined as the total amount of oxygen in milligram consumed by microorganisms in decomposing the waste, both inorganic as well as organic, in 1 liter of water at 20 degrees centigrade during a 5-day period, and it is called BOD or biochemical oxygen demand of the water. It is used to measure the degree of water pollution. That is, low BOD is indicator of good quality of water and high BOD indicates the water is polluted. Highly polluted water could have BOD value of 17 ppm or more. Pure water has BOD less than 1 ppm, whereas water with BOD over 5 ppm is considered polluted. High BOD can remove all the oxygen from the water sample. A river can reoxygenate itself through mechanical action, but a lake or ocean may remain deoxygenated, that is, which will have less amount of dissolved oxygen for a long period of time. Next, we are taking chemical oxygen demand. This is another method to find out how water is polluted. Chemical oxygen demand refers to amount of oxygen expressed in parts per million, that is ppm, consumed under specific conditions in the oxidation of organic and oxidizable inorganic matter contained in industrial wastewater. Thus, the chemical oxygen demand is used as a measure of oxygen requirement of a sample that is susceptible to oxidation by strong chemical oxidant like potassium dichromate and Kong sulfuric acid. A commonly used oxidant is in COD is potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7, which is used in combination with boiling sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. High level of nitrates from fertilizer runoff can cause large algae blooms. As these die, their decomposition can consume all the available oxygen, and further decomposition occurs anaerobically, which produces toxic and foul-smelling products. Living things that enter this area die, decomposing and consuming any oxygen left. A dead zone is formed. Another important factor in oxygen solubility is the temperature. Dissolved oxygen requires a stable hydrogen bonded sphere. Higher temperatures do not favor stable hydrogen bond. So warm water will have lower oxygen solubility, and in warm water oxygen organism will consume oxygen faster and when there is less oxygen. That is why that our aquatic life cannot survive in warm water, or fish are more comfortable in cold water than in warm water, because warm water contains less dissolved oxygen, cold water contains more dissolved oxygen. Thermal pollution can damage bodies. Additionally, a warm layer of water can form a low solubility blanket over a colder body of water that limits the transfer of oxygen to the colder water below, which becomes lack of oxygen. Next, we are taking chemical pollutant. As we know that water is an excellent solvent, so water soluble inorganic chemicals that include heavy metals such as cadmium, mercury, nickel, etc., which cause important class of pollutants. These are obtained from the industrial waste mainly. All these metals are dangerous to humans because our body cannot excrete them. Over the time, it crosses the tolerance limit. These metals then can damage kidneys, central nervous system, liver, etc. Acids like sulfuric acid from mine drainage and the salts from many different sources include raw salt used to melt snow and ice in the colder climate. Sodium and calcium chloride are water-soluble chemical pollutants that they increase total dissolved salts present in water. And if it exceeds 500 ppm, we need RO purifier or reverse osmosis purifier to remove these dissolved salts from the water. Various industrial chemicals like polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, which are used as cleansing solvent, detergents and fertilizer, they are most water pollutants. PCB are suspected carcinogenic, that is they may cause cancer. Nowadays, most of the detergents available are with linear alkyl chain, which are biodegradable. If the detergents have branch chain alkyl hydrocarbon chain. They are non-biodegradable and create water pollution. That's why the detergent must have linear alkyl chain. However, their use can create other problems. The bacteria responsible for degrading biodegradable detergent feed on it and grow rapidly. While growing, they may use up all the oxygen dissolved in water, and the lack of oxygen kills all the form of aquatic life such as fish and plants. Fertilizer contains phosphate as additive which are responsible for growth of bacteria. The addition of phosphates in water enhances algae growth. Such profuse growth of algae covers the water surface and reduces the oxygen concentration in water, which leads to water pollution. Eutrophication is an important phenomenon, the process in which nutrient-rich water bodies support a dense plant population which kills animal life by depriving it from the oxygen and results in subsequent loss of biodiversity is known as eutrophication, and it is due to water pollution. International standards for drinking water. For drinking water, the fluoride ion should be optimum level. A deficiency in drinking water is harmful to the man and causes diseases such as tooth decay. But Indian water contains a lot of fluoride ion, so we don't need fluoride toothpaste. Soluble fluoride is often added to drinking water to bring its concentration up to 1 ppm or 1 milligram per liter, but this we only do if water does not contain fluoride ion. Enough fluoride ion required. The fluoride ion make the enamel on the teeth much harder by converting hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite is calcium phosphate 3 moles and calcium hydroxide, and when fluoride ion comes in contact they change into fluoroapatite, and this is hardened substance, so teeth becomes harder when this surface changes to fluoroapatite. That is the advantage of fluoride ion. However, if fluoride ion concentration is above 2 ppm, it causes brown mottling of the teeth. At the same time, excess of fluoride ion causes harmful effect to bones and teeth. It may cause fluorosis. Lead. Drinking water gets contaminated with lead when lead pipes are used for transportation of water, which are rarely used. The prescribed upper limit concentration of lead in drinking water is 50 ppb parts per billion. It means it is extremely poisonous. Lead can damage kidney, liver, reproductive system, etc. Sulfate ions. Excess of sulfate ions greater than 500 ppm in drinking water may cause laxative effect. Laxatives are the medicines used in case of constipation. Otherwise, it's at moderate level, it is harmless. Nitrate ion. The maximum limit of nitrate ion is 50 ppm. Excess of nitrate ion in drinking water may cause a disease, methemoglobinemia. Blue baby syndrome is the most popular name for this disease. Maximum prescribed concentration of some of the metals. Iron should be 0.2 and aluminium should be 0.2, manganese 0.05, copper 3, zinc 5 and cadmium 0.005. The lower the permissible limit means most harmful pollutant it is. So least harmful is zinc and most harmful is cadmium. So lower the value, least harmful, most harmful it is. Higher the value, least harmful this component is. Control of water pollution. Degradation of organic content of wastewater by microbial oxidation should be prevented as much as possible. Removal of phosphate, coagulation, filtration and disinfection using chlorine for improving the quality of wastewater. Sewage treatment should be improved. Settlement of filtered wastewater to remove suspended solid, oily and grease material which floats on the surface can be skimmed off.